What's going on, guys? Blake Morse here, and I am hanging out with the Chieftain. Now, you are Wargaming's kind of go-to guy for all their things technical for their vehicles and their games like World of Tanks, right?
That would be correct. I'm an armor officer by trade. They found me at a tank museum, and they figured, this guy knows one end of a tank from another. So I just do a lot of my time spending researching in the archives, measuring physical tanks if they exist, finding those, and also doing a general history column on the website for people who just want to learn more about tanks.
So not only do you educate the developers, you educate the people playing the game as well, kind of.
Yes, that's kind of like a pet project of mine, in that we have this great big audience. They're hungry for the information. If they weren't interested really in the background to tanks, they'd probably get bored of the game reasonably. I mean, it's a fun game, but the tanks are the game. So they have a hunger for more information, and as a historian and enthusiast, I take advantage of this to feed them actual historical data from real tanks way back when. The tanks are balanced with a variety of parameters. And first and foremost, we will get the blueprints of the original tank. So not only does it look right, but if this particular tank had 60 millimeters of armor at 50-degree slope, then in the game it's going to have 60 millimeters of armor with a 50-degree slope. Then things start getting more balanced parameters, because ultimately people play the game because it is fun, not because it is a hyper-accurate simulation of armored combat. So by using these base parameters, they then add balancing features such as hit points, turret traverse, view range, and so on, which are game mechanics which work with the real historical parameters of the tank in order to create a balanced gameplay environment.
In your opinion, what's probably like one of the most unique or interesting aspects of Japanese tanks that you don't really see in other countries' designs?
Japanese tanks are an interesting problem because by reputation they were terrible. No offense, but compared to what they were going up against, they were completely and totally outclassed. Now, the advantage with the tier system in the game is that we don't have to keep with historical matchups. We can put a tank up against its actual equivalent. So Japanese tanks, as a general rule, were very lightly armored. They had a very large range of gun elevation and depression, and this allows the tank to abuse the terrain to a greater extent than a lot of other tanks will. And people always talk about the armor value and the gun penetration. The softer statistics, like how quickly can the gun bring to bear when it goes over a crest of a hill, is very important, but nobody ever looks at this. Japanese tanks are very good at this because they're light, but with good engine, they're fast. These are not tanks that you're going to stand up and engage in a slugging out fest with something like a German heavy. They're not designed for that. They're not good at it. What they are designed for is mobile firepower.
Very, very cool. Well, thank you so much for talking with us today. Guys, check out World of Tanks. You can pick it up now on the internet. It's there. You can just go grab it. That's it.
WorldOfTanks.com. Simple.
There you go. And it's done. All right. Thank you again for chatting with us.
Most welcome, sir.